I mean, yeah, why do they call it YouTube Streets? I mean, well, like, okay, I see it this way, right? It's like I think every platform is like, let's say it's considered like a city or a town, like yeah, like a whole city to itself.
Hmm.
So then them YouTube Streets is like every yeah, it's just like every neighborhood somewhat. It's like let's say you have the Manosphere, that's like a neighborhood unto itself.
Oh, you know why I think it's called the YouTube street? Because everybody's watching you like they would if you were on the street.
Like, guess I don't know, shit.
Right? Like I do it all the time. My mom, when she comes visit, she likes to stand by the balcony door staring at everybody walking. I like to do it in the kitchen because I can hide better. And the sidewalk's like right underneath the kitchen window, so I can hear what everybody's saying.
It's no lie, so you could hide better,
Yeah,
man.
people don't have to. People don't have to know I'm watching.
That is funny.
Oh man! As soon as you see an ambulance in the neighborhood, you kind of poke your head out over the, out over the Costco, right? Like, can I
Yep,
see what's going on? And then, I don't go out to check. I'm not that curious. What I do is I wait until everything's over, and then I just knock on the neighbor's door
yep.
and go in for some coffee. What's going on? Fill me in, because they know everything. They know everything and everybody, because they lived in the street for like, how old am I?
I don't know, like
Lived in the street for about 37 years. So
yep. Well, they pretty much help, building, build the thing as well, right?
I'm not sure if he did not. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
damn your dad,
Well,
you
I don't
know.
know about that. My dad did, yeah, because that's how communism used to be set up in it.
Mm,
I did find out that the last Klaska, like the last bit of how many is it? One, two, three, four, five, six. The last 8 apartments were actually Section 8, for lack
oh
of
yeah.
a better word. It's not Section 8; it's a Polish version of Section 8
Okay, gotcha.
that they gave out. No, not even. Okay, that's so wrong. Okay, don't listen to what I'm saying. Most of the building was given out to the people who had to build 2 apartments in this building,
Hmm.
2 apartments. And then the last 8 apartments were left for people who were part of the housing association, who were putting in monthly maintenance fees already from somewhere else,
Gotcha.
waiting on a list to get an apartment. So they didn't get an apartment technically for free because they were putting money into the housing association in the beginning.
All right.
And now every house, when communism fell, every apartment, it's an apartment but it's a condo. Every condo apartment was placed under the housing association jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So we own the apartment, but we pay maintenance fees, which is why they're so low.
Yeah, which is like good. I think with that, it's like that. I think that's one of the reasons why it was like cheap for us to live there.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. It's like being in a condo, but you don't have to pay off any loan. So then all you're paying is like your $200, $300 maintenance fee
Mm.
to maintain the surrounding areas, garbage and all that shit. Lighting in the hallways, the drying area down in the basement.
Overall, man, I love it. It's like however, it's like I love the town that we lived in, but I don't really see too much growth when it comes to investing in it.
Oh, it's all going to be. It's all basically the prospect is for tourists.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's in season, and then honestly, but it's not even that much shit in for tourists because we're too small of a town.
Yeah.
So there isn't even, any real prospects to open up businesses because everybody's all thinking about, oh, service business. And then, one person has an idea for a jewelry store and then all of a sudden you get 10 jewelry stores in a span of a fucking summer opening up.
Mm.
And then, 5 of them are closed, 5 of them will stay open. And then with the next 2 years, the next will close and only 2 of them will stay open. And then the next season, you have 10 freaking eye doctors open up, things like that. It's weird.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
really weird. And right now they raised the taxes on businesses, or properties, because you pay taxes per square meter. And for the house, you pay, I think it's like per square meter, but for business, you pay 21 per square meter.
Oh wow,
So,
it's a big jump.
yeah, yeah, it's a big, yeah, it's not worth having a business here. It's really not.
All right.
My town is definitely perfect to retire in, but not perfect to work in.
To invest in exactly.
Well, and then you also have to consider
But
that,
I guess it depends on what type of business you have.
well, yes, you have to be able to invest at least 1 million in order for it to be worth anything because it has to be some kind of a production, a
Mm.
manufacturer. Otherwise, it's not worth it. It's not worth me opening up a store. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But then, taxes alone, like as a worker, you have to pay 40% tax, right? So when I
Yep.
hear all these Americans being like, "Yeah, just raise my taxes, they'll just pay me more, and then I'll pay the higher taxes," yeah, you're stupid. When you have an offer that says, "Ooh, work, full shift here is 60 hours."
Yo, isn't it kind of funny? It's like all these people that want communism never live in a country that had communism.
Well, go and try it out. That's all I'm saying. Go and try it out. We don't have communism, but shit, we have a lot of stuff left over because once those taxes goes up, they don't go down, right?
Yeah.
So go test it out. Go test out how socialized healthcare works. Like I was telling my friend, I need my thyroid checked out. She's like, "Well, why aren't you going?" I was like, "By the time my visit comes up, I'll be in the States, so I might as well just wait." But there's a 3-year wait to go to the doctor to tell me that you need to get your thyroid checked out. It's freaking ridiculous. And then I want to go private to the thyroid doctor, but I don't know where there is a private thyroid doctor around here. I need to find out. There's definitely not one in my town. So
Yeah.
there's a big push from the city. Like the people in the city are trying to push our local government, to sell part of the hospital and privatize it.
See, here's the thing, right? It's like I think there's always like a give and take. So in places like or in countries that are not very economically fast paced,
Yeah.
then you feel like there's this beauty in it, right? Of like
Yeah.
it's like things slows down and you don't all constantly have to rush. However, economically, it's just it's not as great.
Well, think of it this way, right? Um, I suck at math, so I'm gonna ballpark it because don't calculate what I'm about to say because it's definitely off. But it's in the ballpark. Your full time is 60 hours. It's not 30 hours or 40 hours. 60 hours is full time. There's no overtime, right?
Yep.
I mean, you might work extra, but you're not getting paid overtime. Is what I mean.
Mm.
There's no holiday pay. There's no time and a half. There is 60 hours, okay, full time. You can work less if you want. So let's say if full time, they're offering you 3,000, right?
Yep. Yep.
But take 40% off of that. That's your net pay. That's what you're getting paid, right?
Mm.
On paper, it's 3,000. But what you're
Yep.
actually going to get in your bank account is 40% less than that. So
Yep.
what's 40% of 3,000, babe?
1800.
Okay, so you're working 60 hours to make 1,800 a month.
Yeah, that's shit.
A month, because you don't get paid every week, you get paid once a month.
Yeah.
Welcome to, socialism. Whoop, whoop. Fucking
So,
ridiculous. And it's not like if you work part-time, you get less taxes taken out. Nope. And you pay 3 different tiers of taxes on your shopping too, right? 3
well,
different tiers.
You see, but that's also one of the thing with a culture like Poland as well as a lot of these other cultures as well, is because you need to have a two-parent household in order for the for the family to thrive.
Well, one apartment, if you're renting an apartment, one apartment will cost you 1,300 at least a month. So if
Yep,
you make 2,800 a month, right?
yep.
Fuck it. Let's say you technically, on paper, earn 1,000 a week, so that you're earning 4,000 a month. So how much is that minus 40%?
That would be like 2,500 a month.
Okay, so you make 2,500 a month. 1,300 is out of pocket just for rent. So how much you're stuck with?
1,300 minus, so you would be left with less than 1,000. No, you would be left with 1,200. No, no, wait. Yep, 1,200.
Good. So you have 1,200 left, right?
Hmm.
Now, about 2 days worth of bare minimum shopping costs a little over 100. So let's estimate to 100, right, for 2 days. So 2 days, how many? 30 divided by 2, so you got 15, right? So what is it? 100 times 15? That's
What?
you're already 300 short,
Mm.
right? You're already 300 short. Not you. So you're already 300. Whatever currency you are, because we're not discussing currency exchanges, because I don't earn dollars. Okay, I mean I you know. So people don't earn dollars, so we're not currency doing a currency exchange. So you're already 300 in the hole short because you decided to eat the bare minimum. Now, what if you get sick and you need medicine? So imagine that you can't take out a payday loan because every month you make the same amount. So if it's not enough for this month, it's not going to be enough for next month. So you can't afford to live on your own.
Yep.
You can't afford it. That's why people just end up renting rooms. That's it. You keep renting rooms or you stay with your parents until you get married, which is why a lot of people tend to marry their high school sweethearts. Because why? Because then my 2,500 joins your 2,500. And I'm talking about bare minimums. I'm not talking about, higher paid jobs. I'm talking about, the average.
Yep.
So, so then all of a sudden you've got 5,000 to work with. You're still paying one rent. So you're still paying 1,300 just for the rent, just for one house, right? It's
Hmm.
not like everyone needs to pay their own separate. So then you have a lot more to work with. So yeah, that's why going back to the original video that we just did. It makes sense to be single in the West. It does not make any sense whatsoever to be a 40-year-old single person because the older you get, the more money you need to spend on medicine. And once you retire, your check is a lot lower than what you earn when you work.
Oh, which is like, and that's why over there there's so many like type of side hustle and stuff like that, like mushroom picking, you know, pickles, and so like, there's a lot of things that
There's
people do.
people
And
that are happy to work for 30 a day. A day. Like an 8-hour shift and all they get paid is 30.
wow,
And they're happy to do it. And you want to talk to me, and there's people that have to carry their water, that don't have an indoor plumbing. You want to complain to me about you didn't have 5 TVs in your house? Please. That's why when I hear all these, vegan, um, Western people bitching about socialism, I just kind of want to laugh in their face. Good luck picking potatoes, because growing up, I remember how we had to do it. When it was harvest season, and they had the machines, but they didn't really want to use them because gas was
to
expensive.
gas and shit. Yeah, exactly.
It was cheaper just to hire a whole bunch of people to pick that shit. So people would start picking the potatoes. I was little. I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. So to me, it was fun. But I could see how hard these people had to work.
You know what's funny, right? Because like here's the funny things. Like even when you went to the States, and also when I went to the States, the fact that like our memories from how things used to be back home is like kind of plays a huge role on our behavior on not wasting money, on not
Yep.
wasting certain shit. So it's like, you know, you can, you know, the price of everything, but what is the value of the thing that you're buying?
Oh, just like to me, one of the weirdest things I never understood, and it is still is a huge pet peeve of mine, is how Americans walk with their shoes in the house. Like you guys have really good electricity, y'all can vacuum every single day, but it's too
Man,
expensive to do that,
listen,
man. I'm not doing it. Take your shoes off.
yo, it's like I used to like when I first came to the States and shit like that, right? And I'm like, and I'm thinking, I'm like, when are they gonna cut off the electricity?
Yeah,
And they never did. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah. See,
So
I can't complain about that because we had electricity.
yeah, well, it's like in Haiti is like I need to make a video about this shit, right? Because here's the thing, right? It's like I think Haiti needs to make the transition between from um you know, nationalization of the resources to privatizing it. Yeah, because that was like a debate when I was a kid. I didn't really understand it, and it's like a lot of these resources or a lot of these companies when they are from they are like state properties and shit, they're only sucking up money because they don't care about making a profit. So if you don't care about making a profit, you know you're gonna get paid no matter what. So what is the incentive of you
Yeah,
actually to make your, you know, making your company more efficient?
yeah.
You know?
Well, that's like the workers. Sorry, am I cutting you off?
No, no, no. Go ahead.
It's like the workers. Like I remember during communism, man. You know how many times how many times my dad would come home drunk from work because most of the jobs they're like they you know, 'cause no matter what you get paid. So you know you had to have a job. If you didn't have a job for long periods of time, then you would get arrested. Okay.
Yep.
Welcome to socialism, motherfucker. Part of my French women are supposed to say.
Hey, hey, hey. Ladies are not supposed to curse.
Yes, sir. I just said
All right.
that.
Go ahead.
So you know they would just work for a couple of minutes, take a break for half an hour, work for another couple of minutes, and there was no effort to make things. There was effort to make things well, of course, but not to work very hard because there is no incentive whatsoever. You know how many times things were stolen from the job site because there was nothing available and people had to fix their houses? So people would steal the cement from the job site. And it's
Yep.
never the workers, you know, it was always the big bosses. And then, so it's just a
Well,
mess.
here's the thing as well too, though, right? Because like when everything is dependent on the states, right? So everything has to go through a level of bureaucracy. Then each department tend to ask a lot more resources than needed just in case. So
Hmm.
a lot of this shit gets wasted, and it's, I don't know, it's a fucking mess, man.
Well, when my mom was telling me actually the other day, when they started, because it was my mom's generation that was protesting communism, right?
Hmm.
When they were protesting communism to make their life, that's when things started disappearing. So to make their life harder, to make it to starve the people from protesting, they would just take all the supplies. Because my mom was saying they actually had a lot of supplies. Poland was self-sustaining itself,
Hmm.
but what the powers that be, partially Russia, but what the powers that be were doing, you know, I say partially Russia because it was Russia and the Polish people that were working with Russia. That they would take all the extra supplies and bury them in the woods so the people wouldn't have them. So that way you would starve out the protesters.
Wow. But here's the funny thing: is like the people I see here in the West that are asking for communism the most are the laziest ones.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the whole veganism thing. How are you expecting veganism? Okay, you want climate change, fucking, you know, whatever, change everything because climate change. but you're a vegan, so do you not realize you need to refrigerate your food? But refrigerators are causing climate change. I mean, they're not causing it, but they're part of the damage. It's like I love asking that question. I love asking two questions of vegan climate protesters, where it's just like, what you're gonna do with your food, because you need to get rid of refrigerators,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're gonna do with the meat, not with the meat, but with the animals, because they're bred to breed. They're not gonna stop breeding once you stop eating them. They're gonna overbreed.
So then that's when they're like, well, we're gonna have to get rid of them humanely. How are
We
you gonna do
have
that?
You can't eat
Kill them.
those, but we have to kill them.
So you're gonna kill them and let the meat go to waste.
Exactly.
Fucking idiots.
A useless sacrifice. Sorry, I'm all over the place. As you can tell, I get kind of passionate about these things.
No, listen, like
Women are not
because
allowed to be excitable, don't you know? It's wrong. It's female nature, so it's wrong for us to express.
uh, yeah, but see, here's the thing about it was like it's like the West needs to hear about people that had gone through socialism, that had gone through communism.
Mm.
So, but
But they hear it, and it doesn't compute.
yeah.
It was interesting. I was actually just commenting on my friend's post. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go through my history. Yes, here we go. Okay, so my friend shared a link that said, in 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court, hold on, let it open up. The Supreme Court allows Trump plan to deny green cards to those who may need government aid. Right? Let me read you the synopsis. DHS said it would expand the definition of public charge to apply to people whose entry could be denied because of concern they would depend on federal assistance. Right?
Yep.
And then, of course, someone commented, give us you're tired, you're poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Emma Lazarus is spinning in her grave. Yeah, it's called free labor. That's what they wanted. That's why they said give it to us. Okay, come on now. But anyway, sorry, that's not what I commented. So I said, as a Polish migrant, I support this decision. In order to be allowed entry into the U.S., my family had to prove that they can support me fully because the primary focus of the government is and should be the country's citizens. It's fucking common sense, people.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Because like, if you come into a society and then you're not contributing to the society which you live in, then therefore you become a burden. So then why should they allow you? Why should they accept you when you are become more of a burden than you actually?
Which is what I don't understand. Okay? I'm going to be a little picky on this friend of mine because she's a teacher. She knows how low her income is. Don't they regularly protest to get a rise in their income? So you want a rise in your income, but you also want to support migrants.
Yeah, something got to give.
Okay, I understand that there is nothing backing money up, but the more that they print, the higher the inflation, the weaker your currency, the less you can buy with your currency. Why do you want to support everybody? That shit don't make no sense to me. Sorry, another rant.
Exactly. Like you said, the more you fucking devaluate that currency and stuff like that. And plus, like the currency is backed by our energy. It's backed by our work. So if the country is not producing anything, right, anything of value, so then how do you expect this country to remain self-sustainable? You can't. Like I'm all for foreigners that come through and actually work and then you provide and all that shit, right? Because these are taxes that are actually contributing towards the retirees.
Exactly.
But what I can't stand is like you have these lazy motherfuckers, and it doesn't matter where they come from, whether it's from a different country or they were born and raised here in the good old USA and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like they are complaining about the system to which their country is not even as good as the country where they are right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand there's constructive criticism. I get that part, but you gotta be fair. You can't just be this piece of shit that just want to tear down something that was there before you got here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's like the other part of my comment that I left to her. I said in Poland, Poland does the same exact thing. The only difference is Poland also doesn't provide welfare for its own citizens,
Mm.
right? I don't know. I was a leftist SJW until I moved to Poland. And I was like, oh, that's what socialism looks like. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little loud. I have hard for me to talk quietly.
No. But the thing about it though is like with Poland as well though, right? It's like I really like Poland.
Poland now
But
has its libertarian spirit.
yes, that's the thing. That's what I love about Poland, the culture.
Yeah.
However, it's like from an economic perspective, there's like it's limited to a certain degree. Like it's a great place to raise your family, right? Great place to raise a family. Great place to actually there's a lot of good potential in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the
Too much left over from its socialist days.
yes, exactly. But now the question that I have is if Poland transformed from the mindset that they have right now to more of a capitalistic venture,
Mm.
would then Poland inhabit the same bad habit the Western have in terms of like family values and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to a degree. To be honest, I don't think they have a choice in the matter because I don't think it's the country taking in Western values as much as it is adapting Western mentality that is coming through the internet. And you can see it in the new generations of kids. And it doesn't take a lot of generations to transform into that mentality. It's like 1, 2 generations and they're done.
Hmm.
And that is happening. That's why, with each new generation, I mean, there's still restrictions, there's still, responsibility and all that stuff. It's still, but it is changing. And it's not necessarily due to the government because the government is trying its damnedest to keep, excuse me, because, we have a conservative government at the moment. So it's
Hmm.
trying to keep it as, as the old way as possible. But they can't stop progress. And progress is the internet. And the internet is flooded with America. Flooded. To the point where I can comment on, I had a conversation about communism, right? And
Yep.
socialism. And I was saying when I talked to some Russians, this is what they said, right, about communism and socialism. And then the person like, oh, those Russians must have been speaking English. Well, just because I speak English doesn't mean I'm American. It's like I love how people. I know my English is pretty good, but I love how people automatically assume I'm English or American. Usually American because my spelling is American, not English. But
Yeah.
they usually do, and I find it funny. It's like, oh, I'm Polish. I grew up in that environment. I was born in the middle of communism, so whatever it is you try to feed me with your, silver spoon, you can shove it. Pardon my French. I'm not supposed to speak like that as a lady.
Well, you kind of got away with it.
Well, I'm allowed to do it because my husband lets me.
Yeah. Oh no. But then again, if I don't correct you, I'm a simp. So I have to. I cannot allow you to cuss on my platform, woman.
What you gonna do? Spank me?
Yes, I will spank you.
You
You want
first
me?
have to
You want me
admit,
to use you as? You want me to use you as my punching bag?
no.
Okay, that's.
That's a nasty BDSM shit. Pardon my French, ladies.
Oh man. But hey, some dudes
That
like that shit,
shit
man.
was funny.
Uh,
Oh my God. That was some. That,
Yo, man. Yeah, I had fun making that little video. That was
yeah,
interesting.
that's too much fun.
No, not too much fun. Anyway,
Oh,
so all right. So now we do have the American culture that is infiltrating the Polish culture via the internet, right?
yeah.
So now, however, like, wouldn't you find it that Polish parents for a long period of time they were kind of like lax in their raising of the youth because they had the protection of the culture. Now they feel like because of the internet, that's gonna make their job harder. Now they have to kind of step up and pay more attention to have more like a bond with their kids now.
It's got more to do with the Catholicism. As long as they can keep their children Catholic, the restraint and the morals are going to be there. But with each new generation, Catholicism is being
Eroded.
more and what? Eroded, yes. So they're losing their grip, the parents are. And, because of the high taxes, the parents have to work so much that they don't really have time for the kids. And, the Western mentality of keep the kids busy at all times is prominent. So, the kids are going to eventually rebel. If you start with the kids at like 3 years old and every hour of their day is occupied, the kid's going to give no other option but rebel against you. I mean,
See, I kind of love the dynamic that we had because like we always had at least one of us stay home.
yeah.
You know,
And I think that was, I like that. I thought that was absolutely necessary.
because like
Whether he or you doesn't really matter which parent, as long as a parent stayed home.
yeah, because in England I was a stay-at-home dad, and then in Poland we were like both staying at home and shit, and now it's like yo, just it's your turn.
Yeah. Well, we were working from home when you were here, so.
Yeah.
But that's because then we have different, different tax brackets and stuff.
But yeah, good time. All right, so I think that's about it.
Oh, excuse me. Pardon me.
Oh man, we knocked off a lot of podcasts today, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you got a lot of them. I think you should drop the Kobe one soon because,
I know.
strike it while it's hot. Otherwise, my anger won't sound as, meaningful.
All right, babe. Well, I'm gonna get going to sleep.
Yeah,
soon.
you didn't do your training today, did you?
No, I didn't. No.
So, have you talked to Mark?
No, I was like, stay here and shit like that.
Okay,
But
you're enjoying your day off.
yeah, exactly. Just enjoying my day off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
work on some more crochet stitches, but it's 5:00 in the morning.
Jesus.
Get some sleep. I don't know if I'm gonna get some sleep or if I am going to work on some crochet stitches.
I kept your ass up all night.
You always keep me up all night. I have to adapt for hours,
Besides, wait, you were working on a hat for me, right?
What's that?
You were working on a hat for me, right? Can't remember.
I have a hat and a scarf for you. I just haven't mailed it out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why? Is it really bad? Do you want me to send it? It's gonna be like 2 weeks before you reach it. I'm kind of tempted to just hold on to it.
No, hold on to it. Hold on to it for now.
Yeah, I figure I'll hold on to it until you come over, and then you can take it.
Yeah, exactly.
The scarf is long, like super long.
As long as my.
It's longer than you.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yes, you can mummify half your body with it.
Okay.
Or I can mummify half your body with it, depending on how my company that particular.
Oh, good. Well, I get to tie you up with it, so that's all good. When you get out of line, I just.
It's thick and wide and long.
Mm, interesting.
That's what she said. I,
You little freak.
no, it's literally describing the scarf. Okay, your hat though, you can wear it because it's like it's kind of similar. It might be a little too hot. It'll be too hot in the
Well,
summer.
I mean, listen. By the
It's
time
kind of like it's in a similar shape of a Rasta hat to fit your dreads in, but
yep.
it's warm. It's like super warm. So you're
Good. So
gonna
that means that I'm, if I don't have it for this winter, I'm gonna have it for next winter.
yeah, it'll definitely be perfect for winter.
Nice.
But
Awesome.
then again, I might end up, hooking you up with more.
Well,
I
there
got
you go. Well, listen, my sister's gonna be really jealous. So if you could actually make a hat for her as well.
Well, I'm gonna be in the process of that. You still
Gotcha.
haven't found out what her favorite color is, which is what I asked like 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's right. I won't ask her, but I'm gonna play it off so she doesn't, know that you're making one for her.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What's your favorite color?
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite color? And then, whatever she tell me, and then she's gonna ask me why.
And then every woman always asks why.
Just I don't know, make up some bullshit.
You're gonna give me a gift, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Why don't you ask your brother-in-law instead?
Oh yeah, that's right. I might do that.
If he knows, and if he doesn't, he needs to find out anyway.
Yeah. Yo, I really like their dynamic, man. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
funny, right? It's like she was complaining about him, and then she was like, "Man, he get on my nerves sometimes." But she had a big ass smile on her face, and I started laughing. I'm like, you fucking love it. She's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how a woman acts when she's getting treated right.
yeah, exactly. And because I told her too, I'm like, listen, your ass ain't easy to deal with anyway, right? So out of all the past boyfriends you had, he's my favorite. And she was like, "What do you mean all my past boyfriends? You only know a couple of them." I'm like, "Well, whatever the case may be, I don't care about your body bag, your body count. Don't care about that. It's none of my business." But out of the guys that I knew of, he's my favorite. So don't fuck it up.
Well,
And then,
they're married now, so forever hold your damn peace.
Yep.
How is your other sister doing?
She's doing pretty good. She's doing. I had the chance to talk to her, and then but I didn't have the chance to see her though.
This is a conversation we should have in private.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I just remembered you're still recording.
Oh yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so
we talk, and it just kind of goes on and on and on, and it's almost 40 minutes again. You want to keep talking for another 3 minutes? Make it long.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I had the chance. My days off, I had the chance to see them, so it was awesome. That's what I love about trucking, right? It's like I choose when I want to have my time off, and then I choose who I get to hang out with.
Yeah.
Except
that you can't choose to hang out with me, and that's a bummer.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. I still choose to get to hang out with you. I just have to take a longer plan.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna see your ass in a few months, hopefully. Get my shit situated.
Is the house happening before or after? I can't remember anymore.
What do you mean? Well, I'm gonna be in. I should be in Poland in summertime. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you talked to the tax man?
No. Because I'm still trying to get my W-2 and then just do like one trip type of shit.
What's that?
I still need to get my W-2 and then just do like one trip.
Oh, okay.
Get it all out of the way and stuff.
Not time sensitive?
I don't know. I don't.
You can't ignore it out of existence. Eh?
Well, I know that, but it's just, me. All right.
I know.
All right, babe. Well, we're gonna keep it short.
Short. 40 minutes.
I know,
You,
right?
never mind. How many did we actually have?
Honestly, I have no idea.
At least 7. So 7 times 40. So how many hours? That's a lot of hours.
Yeah,
Well, we definitely made up for the last couple of days.
exactly, right?
Yeah. All right, sweetie. I'm gonna let you go so you can get your sleep. I kept you up long enough.
All right, baby girl.
All right, Daddy. I love you.
All right, mwah. I love you too. All right, we'll
Mm.
talk later.
Bye.
All right, bye. Mwah.